My name is Ben Thompson, and I'm a freshman at K-State in Entrepreneurship 340 Section I. Professor Gabar is my instructor for the Innovator's Mindset. This Pecha Kucha is over the most important concepts that I learned this semester. Through this presentation, I will tie a lot of the concepts back to my family business where I work. There are many types of entrepreneurs. One example is the family entrepreneur. A family business is typically owned and managed by multiple family members for more than one generation. I have experience with this as I work for my grandpa and his brother who own a tire store in my hometown. One day I hope to take over the business and use the core concepts from this class to better that business. A misunderstood concept is that entrepreneurs can be overnight successes. It actually takes a lot of dedication and sacrifice to make something successful. You can still fail even after doing these things. A great example is Oprah. She was born into poverty, but now she's worth over $2 billion. This didn't happen overnight. It took a lot of hard work. Something that I had a misconception about is that entrepreneurship is only reserved for startups. It isn't. It's a learned way of thinking that helps you develop critical thinking skills and also helps you analyze various problems and their solutions. You can collaborate with others, use it for yourself, but most importantly, it's an excellent life skill to have. When owning a business, recognizing opportunities and pouncing on them can be the difference between success and failure. A large majority, if not all successful entrepreneurs, have a growth mindset that allows them to be creative. As I mentioned earlier, I work at my family's tire business. As my grandpa and great-uncle get older, near 80, they take fewer and fewer new opportunities. I want to change that. Phil, my grandpa, and Mike, my great-uncle, are way past the retirement age, yet they're still actively managing and owning a large operation. Entrepreneurs are constantly working hard and making sacrifices for the sake of their business and its success. Their hard work affects the employees positively too, and only after taking this class was I able to realize that. One thing that has helped me greatly this semester is the fact that I have marketing with David Fallon right before entrepreneurship. The target market is essential for any business. Knowing who and where your customers are is one of the first things to do. For instance, a large majority of customers at Thompson Tire are farmers, which is why we sell ag tires and offer farm service. Just like how one leak can bring down a whole ship, one bad impression can tarnish your image. Being your brand is essential because people recognize your brand as you. Sometimes in my hometown area, people will see me and say, "Oh, you're Phil's grandson." Making a good impression and building yourself and your employees into your brand is crucial in creating a loyal customer base and keeping a good image. Now, after making a good impression and image, networking and team building is an equally crucial next step. Social capital has no dollar value, but information and resources can be worth just as much as cash. I think that the group activities we did in this class were a very valuable lesson. It showed me how crucial teamwork was to achieving a goal. On the technical side, revenue models were a concept that I was familiar with, but I didn't understand their importance until learning about them. To name a few, there are the unit sales model, the advertising revenue model, the franchising model, and the freemium model. Many times these and others are combined to synergize the sales efforts. The revenue model connects the value proposition to customers to add value, which later affects the customer's buying process. Imagine you have a new product and don't know how to set its price. Should you pick a number that seems about right? Obviously not. Pricing is critical to the success of a product or service. Most customers at Thompson Tire don't buy tires too often. This and the supply chain issues must be factored into price. We use the fair pricing strategy for ultimate consumers, while we use competition-based pricing for corporate consumers. Fear of failure cannot be present in an entrepreneur's mind. Separating personal failure and professional failure can be very difficult. Colonel Sanders, founder of KFC, is a great example. Colonel Sanders was 65, and he knocked on over 1,000 doors before one person wanted an order of his fried chicken. Now KFC is a global success with almost 25,000 restaurants. Joke time. What kind of insect helps you file your taxes? An accountant. But seriously, get an accountant. Navigating the world of legal troubles and hoops can add so much more stress on an entrepreneur. Letting a professional handle this lets you allocate yourself to other projects and make sure your taxes are done right. Getting to know your customer and how they buy will increase your sales if implemented right. Find ways to make a product better. Ask customers questions like, "What do you think of our goldfish walker?" An actual product, by the way. You should make note on how customers react and find what emotions drive their decisions. What every startup or established organization needs to have is feasibility. When using design thinking, you have to pair what people need and what is technologically and economically viable. While selling 20 million gaming consoles in the first year of production would be great, it isn't feasible, as that market is very established and has many barriers to entry. Inspiration, ideation, and implementation are the three stages of the design process. Used to design solutions, the process can be used for the simplest or most complex problems. Whether it be trying to sneak into a bar in Aggieville or solving world hunger, it works. Logical reasoning and testing are key to this process as they lead to innovation. Having the ability to connect with others is key when trying to form partnerships or achieve goals. I think to my family's business. We sell to a large farm equipment manufacturer called AGCO. Since a very large portion of our sales is from them, my grandpa and uncle will occasionally eat lunch with the regional managers and purchasers to not only discuss business, but to strengthen the business's relationships. Perhaps the most important thing I learned about in this class was the customer value proposition. Customers make purchase decisions typically using value. When buying 4 tires, a customer sees that a Michelin tire costs much more than a budget choice. People know the brand and associate that price with a comfortable ride and safety. Now, not everyone wants a $300 tire, so they might pick something more economical. Time for one more awful joke. Ready? What kind of fish lets you borrow money? A loan shark. Now, loan sharks are certainly not the way to go with funding for a business, but many other options exist. Venture capitalists who have a hands-off approach and just give money, and then there's also angel investors who give money but still want to have a hand in what's going on. Intellectual property is something that has long been stolen. Trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets, etc. are more important now than ever. Intellectual property is one of the most valuable assets for startups when it comes to transforming ideas and innovations into real market value. Thinking back to the Shark Tank videos we watched, the investors always ask about patents and copyright. That shows how important it really is.